Hi, Dad. How have you been? I have some amazing news to share with you. I'm getting married!
Oh, wow! That's great! Your mother never mentioned that things were so serious between you and your boyfriend.
Actually, Mom didn't know that I was in a serious relationship either. I only told her yesterday, so she was pretty surprised. I wanted to tell the both of you in person, but it seems that you're really busy, so I texted you guys instead.
You're right. I've been pretty busy lately. But this is important. I can make time for you. When do you want to come over?
That sounds great. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. You'd be surprised to know that you've already met my fiancé.
What do you mean by that?
You'll see when you meet him. I'm so excited.
Okay. What's your fiancé like?
He works at a company that happens to be one of your clients. His name is Nate. Does that ring a bell?
Oh yes, it does. I know Nate. He works in sales, doesn't he? He's really good at his job, too. Well done. You picked a good guy to marry.
Well, it's not like I selected him from a group of men or anything. We just found that we have a lot in common. Anyway, I look forward to introducing you and Mom to Nate.
How about next weekend? Does that work for the two of you?
I think so. I'll write it down on my calendar. See you next week then. I'll make sure that Nate is available too. I'll get back to you when I know for sure, okay? Oh, I heard from Mom that you've been working on the weekends as well. Don't work too hard though. You need to rest too. What are you working on that is keeping you so busy?
I suppose it just means that my position in the company is becoming more senior. Being promoted isn't all fun. It means more responsibility, too.
Oh, so that means you got a promotion then? But why did the company lower your salary? It doesn't seem fair.
What are you talking about?
Mom told me that they lowered your salary, but you've been working longer hours with no overtime. I don't think that you should let the company abuse you like this.
They're not abusing me. You don't need to worry about that. I've been assigned some new tasks, and it's taking me some time to get used to them. Your mother shouldn't have said anything to you.
Oh. Alright then. I guess that makes sense because Nate tells me that your company takes great care of its employees. He told me that it didn't make sense that they were making you do more work for less money.
You don't need to be concerned. I can take care of myself. Nate doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't even work for the same company that I do. He'll understand when he's older and more mature. Besides, I'm getting benefits that are only available to people in my position. But because we get these benefits, we're not allowed to charge for overtime. So basically, I get paid an annual salary and no overtime. You get how it works now?
Of course I knew that. What I'm trying to tell you is that it doesn't make sense that they lowered your annual salary. If you got a promotion, your salary would stay the same or be raised.
Look, I don't want to talk about this anymore with you. I need to get back to work now. See you next week.
You're still working?
I am. So I really don't have time to be talking to you over chat. I look forward to sitting down with Nate and getting to know him better.
Okay. See you next week then. Good luck with work. Mom, don't you think that Dad's been acting strange lately? I feel like he's hiding something from us. I agree. He's not quite himself these days. But hey, you don't need to worry about it. I can handle your father on my own. I told him my wedding date, but Dad didn't seem too interested. It kind of felt like he already had plans on that day. It feels like he's not even excited that I'm getting married. Me getting married is kind of a big deal. I expected him to be more enthusiastic than this. I'm sure that he's thrilled that you're getting married to Nate. He just has a weird way of showing it. Work is keeping him really busy and he hasn't gotten the chance to be happy about your engagement yet. He won't miss your wedding, though. He loves you too much. Perhaps we can all sit down and talk about things when the time is right. What do you mean by that? You're making me think that something bad is going to happen to our family. I'm an adult, Mom. You don't need to hide anything from me. I can handle it. I don't want Nate to pick up on the fact that things are awkward in our family right now. You have a point. I was planning on telling you, but I didn't want to ruin your engagement or your wedding. I haven't said anything to your father about this, so will you keep it between us for now? I want to process things before I go and have a talk with your father. What do you need to process? I won't tell Dad, so please, tell me what's going on. It seems that your father is in love with someone else. What? So he's cheating on you then? Yes, but I didn't want to say anything until your wedding was over. I can't believe that Dad would do this to you. It's unforgivable. I'd like to have a word with him about this. And that's exactly what I don't want you to do. Let me talk to him when I'm ready. I'm still sorting things out. I'm also gathering all the evidence that I need. Wow. You're really handling this on your own? I'm proud of you, Mom. If Nate ever cheated on me like this, I'd go crazy. Yeah, it's best not to be cheated on. But if you have been, then the best way to deal with it is through revenge. I'm going to make sure that my plans don't interfere with your wedding, though. If it were just an affair, I might have been able to get past it, but the person he's cheating with is the other problem. What do you mean?
I'm in the middle of work right now. I can't pick up the phone right now.
How could you be at work right now? Call me back, now!
I'm still working. I'll get back to you later.
It's Saturday! And do you know what day it is today?
I'm on a business trip. I'm busy. What do you want?
Do you really have to ask? You're unbelievable!
What do you mean by that? I'm working. Show a little respect. Now stop texting me. I've gotta go now.
I can't believe that you're the one getting mad about this. Do you understand what you're doing to our family?
What do you mean? I'm working for my family. I really have to go. Stop bothering me.
You're so clueless, it makes me sick. I'm ashamed to have you as my father. I really hate you right now, and you're not the person that I thought you were.
What's with all the name calling? You're the one that's bothering me. Why are you so pissed? Now can you please let me get back to work?
Well, what kind of father forgets about his own daughter's wedding?
What?
I can't believe that you didn't come to my wedding. And I won't ever forgive you for it. So you forgot about my wedding because you were so preoccupied about going on your stupid trip with your young lover? Did I get that right?
Wait, how do you know about the trip?
Can you really call yourself a good father and husband after what you've done? You're dating someone that is close to my age. And you're so obsessed with her that you forgot to come to my wedding. How could you?
Wait, today's your wedding?
Yes, it is! Well, it's too late because you've already ruined everything. The wedding is over. And you didn't walk me down the aisle like you promised you would. I despise you.
It was an honest mistake. I didn't forget out of spite. Miranda, I'm so sorry about this. I'll find a way to make it up to you.
It's too late for your apologies. The damage has already been done.
But
You hurt me and Mom enough by having an affair, but on top of that, you forgot to come to my wedding? How could you?
I'm on a business trip, not a holiday. It's not my fault. And I'm not having an affair. This is all a big misunderstanding.
I see. So you're just going to continue lying to my face then? I spoke with the CEO of your company. He told me that you aren't on a business trip. Does that mean that he's the one that's lying?
You spoke to the CEO?
Well, he was at my wedding, so I thought I'd ask. I thought that it was strange that my father missed my wedding. When do you plan on telling us the truth? You can't run from this.
Why was the CEO at your wedding in the first place? Your wedding's not that important.
I see. So that's how you feel about my wedding, then?
That's not what I meant. Your wedding is important to me, but why to our CEO? He doesn't know you personally.
You haven't been listening to anything I told you, huh? My fiancé, Nate, is the son of the CEO of your client's company.
What? So you're marrying the son of a CEO?
Yes. So the CEO of your company attended as a guest of Nate's family. You should have known all this. Most of senior management was at our wedding.
Oh my. This can't be good for me.
No, it's not. And you're the one that caused this to happen. Are you starting to realize the gravity of your actions? Mom and I are in a really awkward position because of you. Well, your punishment is coming your way, so be prepared.
I'm on my way to the wedding venue right now. I'm sure that it's not too late.
I already told you that it's too late. The wedding is finished. So there's no point in you coming here. I'm cutting all ties with you.
Isn't that a little extreme? Give me a chance to make amends. I'm your father. You can't cut me out of your life.
Well, what kind of father forgets about his daughter's wedding to go on a trip with his lover? You're not my father anymore. And Mom feels the same way. She wants nothing to do with you. She's going to divorce you.
Divorce? She hasn't said anything to me about that. How many times do I have to tell you that I'm not having an affair? What can I do to have you believe me?
You're a disgrace. Why don't you stop lying? No one believes anything that you say. And you can't deny it because I already know the truth. Do you know why?
Are you just making this all up?
Then how come I know how old your lover is then? Mom hired a private investigator, and she has all the information about your affair. Your lover happens to work at the same company as Nate.
I can't believe that your mother hired a private investigator!
Well, she was smart to do so. I don't consider you to be my father anymore. I don't want you to get in touch with me ever again. Nate already told his parents about your affair.
So Nate's father knows?
Yes, he does. And Mom told the CEO of your company. Practically everyone knows about your affair now.
How can she do this to me?
To you! You did this to us! Why don't you have a talk with your CEO and see what he thinks about your affair? That is, if you even have the courage to ask for a one-on-one meeting with your CEO.
Miranda, I apologize about missing your wedding. That was not my intention. You have to believe me.
It's too late to regret anything. It's already done. Your life as you know it ended the minute you decided to have an affair. You chose a really bad person to have an affair with as well. And it was stupid of you to plan a trip with her on the same day as my wedding.
How many times do I have to apologize about missing your wedding? I'm really sorry, and I mean it. I'm going to make it up to you.
And how are you going to do that? Well, you just pay the alimony that you owe Mom and leave us alone. Mom and I are no longer on your side. You're on your own.
Do you have to be so hard on me? People make mistakes. We all do. Let me explain, and I'm sure that you and your mother will find it in your hearts to forgive me.
Well, I don't have the time to listen to your lame excuses. There's never a good reason for cheating on your spouse. I got married today, and I'm happy. I don't need my former father trying to ruin it for me. Please stop texting me.
I've been a good father to you. You can't cut me out because of one mistake.
You may have been a good father to me in the past, but that's in the past now.
What else do you want me to say?
Good luck with your life. It was nice knowing you. Have a happy life with your lover. Miranda's father, Sean, showed up at the wedding venue, but it was too late. All the guests had already left. Miranda blocked his number, so he was no longer able to get in touch with her. Sean's wife, Melanie, filed for a divorce and requested that he pay her alimony. Sean ended up borrowing money to pay the alimony to his ex-wife, and he was kicked out of the house. Things became uncomfortable for Sean at the workplace, too, and he ended up leaving. Sean's lover quit her job, too, but things weren't so bad for her because she got married to her young fiancé. Sean was all alone and lost everything that was important to him. If only he hadn't been so stupid to start an affair. We can't help but feel a little sorry for what happened to him in the end.
Leslie, today I'm going to take the day off work, okay? What? Can you make sure to have any of the work I was supposed to be tasked with today and hand it out evenly among the rest of the team to have done for me? Amber, do you have a second? What's wrong? You and I both talked before about how the last time you took a day off, you used up the rest of your time off, right? That means this time you will not be paid for taking the day off, as you no longer have the PTO for it. Huh? This time will be considered an absence from work, and you won't be paid any money for this day if you take it off. What? Isn't that a little rude of you, though? The company is the one to decide how many PTO days you get in a year, and if you use more than that, then you will no longer receive 8 hours of pay for that day, and will be considered just an absence from work. This is the same rule that applies to everyone in this company, so it's not just you. Really? Are you sure this isn't just about you being jealous of a cute little 19-year-old girl like me? Excuse me? Why are you bringing something like that up now of all times? Well, look at yourself. You happen to be 40 years old and still single, right? That's true, but what does that have to do with your situation? I get that you've been trying to hide your private life from everyone else at work, but you have so much going on with you that it's far too easy for me to see the truth. Wait. I'm not trying to hide anything about myself from anyone, though. I also happen to have a fiancé now. Seriously? That has to be one big lie, right? There's no way a 40-year-old single woman like you could have found yourself a man that would actually be willing to marry someone like you still. You can stop it with all the lies about yourself, all right? Amber? This conversation is getting off topic now. Let's get back on topic, okay? Now, to repeat what I've said earlier, you have used up all your PTO, and that means today, if you do plan to take the day off, you will not be getting paid an 8-hour salary. That is all. All right, all right. I have to take the day off today, so no matter what, I'll let you off the hook with that. This isn't about you letting me off the hook or not about something that has little to do with me. I do not have the time to continue talking with a hysteric grandma all day, so I'm out of here. Leslie? Hello? This is the 19-year-old super cute new hire here. Good evening, Amber. It's a little past 8 now, so we're not in the office anymore. Is this something you can talk to me about tomorrow? Hey now, are you still upset about earlier? I get that you might have some hurt feelings about what I said, but you're way too old to be holding on to the past now, right, Grandma? Amber, what is it you want? Huh? Are you just here to make yourself seem all cute and stuff in front of me? Or are you trying to act as though you're better than me? Well, if either of those are the case, then it's a waste of time for the both of us, and you're better off refraining yourself from doing it anymore. What? Well, whatever. I don't have time to sit here and listen to an old woman and her awful attitude anyway, so I'll tell you what's going on here. Listen. This weekend, I'm going to be having my wedding. I'm inviting people like you, Leslie, and the rest of the people in the department to come along and watch. So, please come. This weekend, you said? That's pretty soon. I didn't have any other choice this time. I happen to have something major happen to me, and that's why I need to get married now. Wait, are you talking about that? I want to have this wedding before my belly gets too big, so that's why it's going to happen this weekend. That's the whole reason I've been having to take a lot of time off work. I see. So the reason you've been out of work at least once a week for the last month or two has been for that reason? And this coming Sunday, I'll be having the wedding at a really fancy restaurant. That's in 2 days, right? This is meant to be a surprise for you. A surprise! Well, I'm sure that seeing a cute and young bride all happy on her wedding will be difficult for a single 40-year-old grandma, but... Well, I just wanted to share some of my happiness with you on the day, huh? Amber? Your full name happens to be Amber Curtis, right? That's right. But, of course, once I marry my man, I'll become Amber Bourne. In other words, your soon-to-be husband's last name is Bourne? That's right. I see. Mr. Bourne. And I'm going to become Amber Bourne. I really want people to start calling me that soon, so I want to get this show on the road. I'm sure you'll never have any idea what I'm talking about when I say it's going to be so amazing having my last name changed with marriage. But I hope this wedding will give you just a small taste of that experience. I'm going to make sure to rub all my happiness in your wrinkly old face, so make sure you're there. But I don't want you going after any of the men at this wedding, all right? None of them are going to want some 40-year-old single grandma, so leave them alone. I'm going to have to introduce myself to the groom, I think. What? I just told you to not try reeling in any men, all right? I'm not the type of woman that likes to steal other people's partners, so don't worry about that, please. Huh? My sister and her kids are going to be arriving at my house any time now to hang out, so I'll see you later. As for the time and place of the wedding, I'll have all that information sent into the office group chat. So make sure to read all of that later, please. Leslie? Were you able to make it to the restaurant yet? I know that today is going to be very tough for you, having to watch a youthful and cute 19-year-old get married right before your eyes. But do your best to swallow those tears and watch this wedding to the very end, okay? Good morning, Amber. Are you in the changing room right now? Yep. I just finished having my wedding dress and everything put on. And as for your soon-to-be husband, Mr. Bourne, he's at the restaurant as well, right? Of course he is. He told me he just got finished changing into his tuxedo. Is that so? All right, then. I would like to go see him before the wedding gets started. Would that be all right with you? Huh? Why do you want to see him so badly? Wait, are you literally going to try and take my groom from me today? The groom's full name is Max Bourne, right? Actually, through my sister, I may happen to know the groom. And, well, it's very important that I go and introduce myself to him today, so I'd like to be able to go to his changing room and see him. I suppose there are times like this after all. Well, it's not like he's going to fall for some old hag trying to flirt with him anyway. As long as you make it quick, I'll allow you to go and see him. Well, as long as you're all right with it, I'll make my way over to go and see him right now. I'll go over to his changing room as well now. Leslie, what the hell is this? Why is Max on his hands and knees apologizing to you? What the hell happened between you two? Amber? Have you still not realized anything yet? What are you talking about? Have you not taken a look at what my last name is? You're Leslie Pines, right? Wait. You're related to Ashley Pines? She happens to be my little sister, actually. What? Ashley and I happen to be separated by many years, so most people would never think that the two of us are sisters. But after hearing from me that she's my sister and that we both share the same last name, you can understand things a little bit more clearly, right? Are you still going to question why your fiancé Max Bourne is on his hands and knees apologizing to me? Amber, this goes for you as well. You have something you need to tell Ashley right away, right? I'm sorry that I went and stole your husband from you. What is this? If you knew something was going on here, then why didn't you tell me about this a lot sooner? Why did you wait to tell me all of this until the day of my wedding? Because this would be the best chance for my sister and I to catch Max and handle him without him getting away from us. Huh? Your best chance to catch Max? When my sister started to go on about a divorce and all that, I was overseas and not in the States to help her deal with things. And I never even knew about most of this going on until after things between her and Max had been dealt with. Of course, I didn't get to hear about everything from Ashley about what had happened. And when Ashley did explain certain things to me, she never told me the name of the woman that had stolen her husband from her. So this whole time, I never knew who it could have been. But when I did learn about who it was, or at least was made aware of it, it was when you told me to come to your wedding today, 2 days ago. At the time you had told me that, I stated that my sister was coming over, and when she arrived, I told her about you and your wedding. And that's when I learned who you were. But even if that is the case, Ashley and Max are both divorced now, and he's paid her the settlement she asked for. You both should be totally fine leaving us alone and letting us enjoy our lives. Why the hell are you making him apologize even more? To you, Amber, you may think things are finished with a simple apology and a settlement like that being paid. But you are aware that Ashley and Max had 2 kids together, right? And so what? Right now, Max should be paying Ashley $700 a month for child support so that she can care for the 2 kids. And he has the responsibility to continue paying that $700 a month to her until the kids are both adults. He has to pay her $700 every month? But here's the problem. Within the first 3 months of the divorce and her getting their kids, he moved out of his place unannounced and changed his phone number. And then he just disappeared and ran away from Ashley. It's been half a year now, and he has not paid any of the child support to her within that time. So over time, we've been searching for him so that we could force him to do his job as the father of his 2 kids. And as we were starting to lose hope in finding him, we came across you, Amber. Are you kidding me? I guess this is what everyone means when they say we live in a small world, right? Are you freaking kidding me? Well, you should really enjoy this wedding you've worked so hard on having with your fiancé. My sister and I know where Max is now, and we're not leaving until his parents arrive here to help us handle him. Wait, he told me his parents disowned him a while ago. Well, they are pissed to have heard about him never paying the child support for his kids. They are going to continue to keep ties cut with him, but to get him to take responsibility for the child support and never have a way of running off, they're having him move into a new line of work. Some construction company his second uncle owns that's out in the middle of the mountains right now doing a 10-year-long job. A construction company out in the middle of nowhere? I'm not sure what all the details are on the company, but from what his parents have told me, it's a place that most ex-prisoners go to work, as the place is like a prison and reminds them of home in a way. Huh? What the hell? I think it's a great place for people to learn their duties as an adult and work them back into proper members of society, if they wish to leave, of course. So with that, when this wedding is over with, his parents and his second uncle will be hauling him off to that new company so he can start his job. Huh? Hold on a second. He and I just handed in our marriage papers this morning before the wedding, and we are already legally a married couple. You're telling me he's going to have to move into the mountains now without me? Well, some married couples happen to live like that for a while, right? But we wanted to be together forever, and that's why we've gotten married. Also, it's not just him that has lost ties to his parents, but me as well. That's why the 2 of us really wanted to be together. It's all because of you, you old hag, that we're going to lose this happiness we've had. You're the freak that thought it was okay to steal someone else's husband and ruin their happiness all so that you could have a husband of your own. Because of you and your BS, you took my sister's husband away from her and left her with a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old that she has to raise all by herself. It's because of you that those 2 kids no longer have a father. Just because you're young doesn't mean you get a free pass to do whatever you want. At least I'm not the forever alone grandma. I'm getting married next year. Huh? And also, the fact that you keep calling me an old hag and a grandma might be hurtful to some. But I actually like being called that because a lot of people who are actual grandmas are very nice people. They happen to take really good care of their family and their friends, just like I'm doing now. In my case, I'm caring for my single little sister and her 2 kids. And I'm here to protect them from someone like their husband and father, who left the 3 of them with nothing, trying to get away with no damage to himself. And from someone like you who caused all of this to happen in the first place to them, ruining the family they had. I will never forgive you for any of it, Amber. If you really want to be with Max and live a loving and happy life together, then go right ahead. Now I'm going to go back outside and wait for the 2 of you to finish that wedding you've been wanting to rub in my face this whole time. But just know that I'm not sure who will all show up for it today, and what'll happen when they come. It became time for the wedding after I'd been finished talking with Amber. In reality, there was supposed to be around 30 people coming to see the wedding, but a large amount of those people ended up saying no to the invitation. In reality, only a few people dropped by to see it. And I totally understand why most didn't come anyway, as Amber only sent out her invitations to everyone 2 days before her wedding date. Because nobody had really showed up, Amber and Max, both dressed up for the wedding, got on stage and started to shout at one another about what was going to happen. In the end, they got into a really bad fight and started to damage a lot of the things inside the restaurant. And this led to the both of them having to pay off thousands in fees to the place. And on top of those fees, Max would also be asked to pay for the past 6 months' worth of child support. After the wedding had been finished and Max was sent off to work, Amber had her baby and was then forced to go to work for that company as well. She's working in a different shift than her husband, and with the help of her higher up there, she's being worked so hard that every day she forms at least 10 new calluses on her hands. And all of this in order for those two to pay off everything they owe and more. When it comes to myself, being the old grandma that I happen to be to Amber, I've defied all odds and am going to be having my wedding in the next couple of months here. And what she doesn't know is that my fiancé happens to be 10 years younger than me. But in his eyes, he doesn't really care about my age, as he finds mature women a lot more decent than young women like Amber. I'll make sure to send her an invitation soon to the location she's working, and maybe she'll have enough cell service out there to give me a call congratulating me. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story.